All right, so I'm back for league number 3 of today after the 2 previous absolutely exhausting leagues, which each took over 2.5 hours to finish. We are on to the 3rd and final league of the day. Let us spin the wheel and see what it is. I'm actually hoping it's an aggro deck like Burn or something, so it goes quickly. All right, spin the wheel, cross your fingers, no blue-white control. Oh, thank God. Narrowly avoided blue-white. Unctus Orb combo. All right, so Unctus Orb combo. This is a complicated one, so let me go through this. So, Unctus, Grand Metatect, is a 3-mana blue creature that says other blue creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes tapped, loot. And then has some other abilities, they don't matter. Blue creature taps, loot. We have Mesmeric Orb, which is whenever a permanent becomes untapped, the controller mills a card. And then we have Fate Stitcher. So the idea is we loot Fate Stitcher into the graveyard, we get Mesmeric Orb. Then if we have 2 Fate Stitchers, we can unearth them both and each of them can untap the other one over and over and over, milling our entire deck with Mesmeric Orb, eventually putting Thassa's Oracle in the graveyard, at which point we can flash back Memory's Journey to put Thassa's Oracle back in our deck, and then we can loot into it. We also have Emry to get back artifacts from the graveyard. And we have Riddlesmith, which is whenever you cast an artifact, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So all of these cheap artifacts that are 0 mana will trigger Riddlesmith. Now, using his ability, we can discard Oval Chase Daredevil. Then the artifact will come into play. And then the Oval Chase Daredevil will trigger from the graveyard and come back to our hand. So if we have Oval Chase plus Riddlesmith, every single artifact we play is just draw a card on it. And that's basically the breakdown of the deck. Sideboard, tons and tons and tons of artifacts, plus Emrakul to be anti-mill, and that is pretty much it. I think this deck may be missing one very important piece, so give me a second. Indeed it is. Let's make sure we have one of these, so we can just win on the spot with Oracle if we don't have a looter in play. Let's run the league. Alright, on the play, round 1 with Unctus Orb combo. Let's see, it's not a turn, no, it is a turn 1 Emry. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, Botanical Sanctum, Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter, cast Emry. Alright, pass the turn. So we milled over Memnite Drum, Unctus Saga, Spirebluff Canal, Unholy Heat, or Emry. Alright, so we're playing against Murktide. Let's see. I guess we just run out Unctus, right? Yeah. Cast Unctus. Pass the turn. They're just going to double Bolt plus Heat our Unctus. Alright, that's fine. We have another Unctus. Hopefully our opponent's removal is all gone by now. Opponent casts a Dashed Ragavan. Okay. So do they just have land plus other removal? Like, I'm going to block. That's fine. If they want to just throw their Ragavan away plus another burn spell to kill this, I'm fine with that trade. Alright, Unholy Heat. It's dead. Hey, we drew a 3rd Unctus. The Thoughtseize bug is legit. Go ahead, opponent. Fun fact, the fumes on these Steam vents are representative of our opponent fuming after we just played 3 Unctuses in a row. Alright, Iteration for Bauble, Darcy, Bauble Trigger, Surveil. We do need a pretty good follow-up to this. Alright, Memnite is not useful here. So let's see. I can turn this into a blue creature and then tap it with Springleaf Drum to loot and put Fate Stitcher in the graveyard or Memory's Journey in the graveyard, one of those. Yeah, so I guess I'm doing that. Well, okay. So Memnite is free with the drum. That's pointless. I want to hold on to this until I draw Riddlesmith. So make this blue and then use the drum to make blue mana. All right, discard Fate Stitcher, and then we can mill out, right? So unearth Fate Stitcher. Let's untap the drum. No, let's float. What do I need to float here? I don't think it really matters. Float blue, then untap this. Okay, there's Fate Stitcher. Then we untap the land. Then we unearth Fate Stitcher. Then untap this one, discarding another Fate Stitcher. Resolve the ability, then tap this one, discarding another Fate Stitcher. And resolve this one. All right, and now we're just going to go until we hit Oracle. Discard on Burial Rites. Switching the tappers around. Discarding Memory's Journey. All right, keep on going. Discard Memnite. Discard Ornithopter. There's Emry, but we don't want her, so discard Emry. Discard Springleaf Drum. It doesn't really matter at this point. I'm just going to keep going until I find Thassa's Oracle. Discard Saga. Untap. Tap. All right, discard this. Discard Ornithopter. Daredevil. All right, we're just going to keep on going here until we find Oracle. Discarding Mesmeric Orb. All right, there's Oracle. So now we'll discard Bauble. And now I just got to keep doing this back and forth until I eventually run out of cards. All right, so they're conceding here. We would eventually just loot through our whole deck until we cast Thassa's Oracle. All right, so Murktide. What do I want? Well, they're probably going to play Blood Moon against us, so I probably want at least one Haywire Might. Aether Spellbomb can put Murktide back in the hand. I probably want all the graveyard hate I can get. And I probably want Spellskite to keep Emery alive. So that being the case, I need to cut a bunch of stuff. I can probably cut the Memnites. I can cut... what else? The Orb plan is probably not reliable if they have a bunch of instant speed removal and counter spells that they can disrupt the combo with. So let's cut 3 of those. And then I don't need all the Oval Chase Daredevils. I can cut at least 1. And then maybe an Ornithopter and a Drum. Nah, Drum's good for speeding up. Maybe, Nah, alright, that's fine. We will submit this. Alright, game 2 on the draw. So, we don't really have a fast hand. We do have Urza's Saga, Double Amber Bauble. This hand's not actually very good. Yeah, let's mull this. Well, this hand is quite awkward, but it's also a turn 1 Emery again. So I will keep this and put Memory's Journey back in the deck. Spirebluff Canal. Alright, so Urza's Saga, cast Springleaf Drum, cast Ornithopter, cast Emery, Stern Scolding. Alright, then they're just going to kill our Ornithopter immediately. Alright, things might get rough now. We do Oracle, which is not good. So the only thing I can play is Haywire Might. So play Haywire Might, see if this resolves. They're fetching in response, shocking in Esteem Vents. Alright, it did resolve, so now we're going to play Emery. Alright, Emery Mills hits Riddlesmith, Oval Chase, Breeding Pool, pass the turn. Alright, bolts our Emery, and then we lose this land next turn. So if they kill our Haywire Might, then we don't even have... Alright, cast Into the Fire on Drum. Alright, tap this, then search our deck, and it has to be another Drum, because otherwise we don't have mana. So grab Drum, Oval Chase Daredevil comes back, and then probably just have to resolve Spellskite here. Yeah, so cast Spellskite, and then pass it back. And we are unfortunately in a position where our only mana is coming from this one Drum. Opponent casts Murktide. Murktide is a 7/7. Alright, Amber, but we still don't have anything to do with it. So, yeah, hand's just pretty bad. So let's just cast Soul Guide Lantern. And then am I forced to pick one of my own spells, or one of my own cards? Exile target card from a graveyard, so I am. I guess I'll just exile Urza's Saga. Or, yeah, Breeding Pool, one of those two, it doesn't matter. And then pass it back. And then we're going to die to this Murktide pretty quickly. Alright, opponent attacks with Murktide. We go to 13. And then they just pass it back to us. Alright, we drew a land. But we still can't do anything with it. So, let's just draw a card with Soul Guide Lantern. Well, there's an Emery. So let's cast Emery. And now we have Spellskite to protect unless they counter her. Well, there's a counterspell. So, pass it back. Alright, we got 1 turn to not lose to Murktide. There's Fate Stitcher. I can't put it in my graveyard. I can't cast it. Yeah, we're dead on the board. Alright, game 3. So, I mean, we're just a big interactive matchup, so I imagine all of this is still fine. This stuff, the 0-drop Drum plan, is probably better on the play. Let's cut 1 Oval Chase, put Drum back in, and cut... Alright, let's not do Haywire Might, I guess, and put Ornithopter back, and then run this. Alright, game 3 on the play. We have Saga, Spellskite, Unctus. It's pretty slow. Alright, I'll keep. So, Island, pass the turn. And then next turn we'll go Saga, Spellskite, and then Unctus after that. Opponent shocks in Esteem Vents. Plays Ragavan. Alright, Urza's Saga, cast Spellskite, pass the turn. Opponent plays Misty Rainforest, and then attacks. Well, I will block, and then they're just not doing anything to it. Alright, well, Saga goes up to 2 counters, so I'm going to play this on the blue side, and then I'll just hold up Construct tokens. Alright, opponent fetches with Misty, casts Consider, puts Murktide in the graveyard. Combat. I will block this. They are casting Consider. Bend another Consider. Bolt our Spellskite. Okay, that's fine. Alright, make a Construct. And then make another Construct. Alright, let's go grab... Let's see, if I go grab a Drum, then I get to go land Drum, and then I have 2 mana, and I can play Spellskite again. Otherwise, what am I doing? I may need to just eat their graveyard so they can't Murktide us. In which case, I should grab Tormod's Crypt and just pop it immediately. I think if all they do is untap and cast Murktide, I can actually beat that. We have so many artifacts that I can make them pretty big. I can also just grab Aether Spellbomb in case they cast Murktide. Yeah, that's probably good too. Alright, let's go Aether Spellbomb, then play a Saga, then play Springleaf Drum, and then attack with one of the 4/4s. All right, opponent takes 4 down to 13, pass the turn. And then I have Spellbomb mana up if I need it. Opponent casts Expressive Iteration. All right, they have conceded the match. 2-1 against Murktide. On to round 2. Round 2 on the draw with the Unctus Orb deck. All right, we have all the combo pieces, but we have no blue mana. I guess no, I do have blue mana with Gemstone Caverns, so what am I doing? I'm going Gemstone Caverns, reveal, or exile Memnite, play Saga, play Orb, and then just giving them as much delve fodder as they want. But that's how the deck works. So, all right, I will keep this. I will reveal Gemstone Caverns. I will exile Memnite. Opponent has Urza's Tower, Chromatic Star. All right, so we got to beat Tron, and we are faster than Tron, potentially. All right, Mesmeric Orb, go. They mill a card, Sylvan Scrying, cracks Chromatic Star for green, plays Power Plant, Scrying anyway. They're going to go finish Tron up. All right, we mill 2. We milled Fate Stitcher and Oval Chase Daredevil. Pretty good. All right, no action other than to just play Saga and make a construct. So pass it back. Opponent mills 2, mills Ulamog, and Expedition Map. All right, turn 3 Karn kills us. Expedition Map, Wormcoil. Okay, make a construct. Get the Daredevil back, take our turn. 3 Orb triggers, mill Ornithopter, Otawara, Mishra's Bauble. Both of these go off. All right, so if I go grab Drum, I have a single blue mana, and then I can do what? So I have a single blue mana, and so I have Gemstone Cavern, so I have double blue. So then I can... All right, there's no way I'm making another construct, so let's just float colorless. Has to be Drum, right? Yeah, so I can just Fate Stitcher my whole deck, and then... Oh, I need to get this other Fate Stitcher in the graveyard, though. Okay, it's going to be Drum regardless. So now what? Fate Stitcher cannot untap itself. I need to discard this one. So I can go blue, cast Unctus, but then I have nothing to tap. So no, I cast Unctus, I cast Mox Amber, I have a blue mana in the graveyard. All right, I can do it. So cast Unctus, blue, play Mox Amber, and then Fate Stitcher back blue, and then I'm going to untap a land, and then we discard the other Fate Stitcher. We mill over some cards, so now I'm going to get the second Fate Stitcher back. I haven't played a land yet this turn, right? Okay, so I have exactly enough mana to do it. So Unearth Fate Stitcher, and then start going off. So before I continue, so I'm going to tap these back and forth, mill my entire deck, and then the end state will be my whole deck is milled over, and I have 1 Fate Stitcher untapped, which can untap this Gemstone Caverns. Then I'll have 1 land, and all the looting will eventually draw me into more Mox Ambers, so I have enough mana to do it. Okay. So basically just discard anything that isn't, unless I mill over the Mox Ambers. Pop the graveyard out. All right. Discard Oval Chase. All right. Play a new Mox Amber. Get all these Oval Chase. I guess I don't have to do it yet. Now cast a Mox Amber. Keep the new one. Get all these Oval Chase Daredevils back. And then keep going back and forth. Discard this one. Just tap this for blue before I forget. Tap this. Discarding this. And then untap. Discard Daredevil. And go off. So for anyone on YouTube, I'm just going to skip ahead to the end point here. All right, how many Ambers have we milled over? 1. All right, so... Oh, no, we haven't milled any over. I've just... The one that I sacked on the board, and so we still have 2 left in the deck. All right. All right, we have 2 cards left. So are those last 2 cards both the Ambers? 1... All right, so if I untap again... I know, so I only have 2 Ambers, right? So, okay, so now I go Fate Stitcher, untap a land, play a land, Unburial Rites, Oracle. All right, cast Unburial Rites, targeting Oracle. All right, that was a lot of clicks, but we got there. So, Tron. Haywire Mite, and that's probably it. No, Needle. Haywire Mite, Needle, and then what are we cutting? Memnite. Actually, technically, Mishra's Bauble is worse than it's ever been against Tron because we don't want to... So basically, all the value packages are worse. So, Smith, Oval Chase, and one of these orbs. That's probably fine like that. All right, submit. All right, game 2 on the draw against Tron. All right, this is acceptable. Keep. Opponent plays Tower, plays Map. All right, so let's go Botanical, Drum, and then pass. Power Plant, so now they're going to map for it. All right, so now it's just Urza's Saga, play Haywire Mite, play Orb, and pass the turn. We milled Karn Sphere. Now they get Tron online. Plays a Star, crack Star for green. Tormod's Crypt, and then it just did nothing. All right. So all of our orbs go off. Urza's Saga goes up to 2 counters. Well, So if we ever mill over Oracle, they just mill our deck. They just stop our combo dead. So let's play Botanical Sanctum. And then do I want to make a Construct or do I just want to play Unctus? It's probably just better to make 2 Constructs at this point. So I can attack them with Haywire Might. No, I don't want to do that. I want to probably try to just pop this Tormod's Crypt and then make a Construct. Yeah, that's good. So let's just pass. Oh, I guess the Construct that I'm making is going to make a mana too. So I could have attacked for 1, but I'm not going to win this game via damage probably. Ulamog's pretty bad. Targeting these 2. All right, well, make a Construct. Not that I can beat Ulamog with that. And then that resolves. All right, I guess I just pop Tormod's Crypt now. So then they sat Crypt in response. All right, well, we didn't draw anything, so I can go Unctus, then tap this for mana to try to loot something, but with only 1 mana in play, I don't think I can actually get there. All right, so Sanctum, Unctus, and then I can make this blue, but yeah, all right, well, make this blue, tap this for blue. We are looting Riddlesmith. All right, so let's discard Oval Chase Daredevil, and then I guess just hope that they don't exile Thassa's Oracle in the first 20 cards. All right, did they hit it? They did hit it. All right, concede. All right, let's just run this back. On the play, game 3 against Tron, we have multiple 0-drops, Saga, so I go Saga, Drum, 0-drop, play Haywire Might. Next turn, if I don't find lands, I can't play Unctus. That's an issue. It does give me the Haywire Might to kill their map on turn 1, but that's all. So if I draw any other land besides Urza's Saga or Gemstone Caverns, then I can play Unctus on the next turn. I will keep. They started with Gemstone Caverns. Really? All right, Urza's Saga, play Drum, play Ornithopter, play Haywire Might, pass the turn. Urza's Mine, Star, Crack Star for green, play Ancient Stirrings, finding Power Plant. All right, we're 2 turns away. So Saga goes up to 2. Let's play Riddlesmith. And then let's cast Mox Amber, loot. I don't need 2 Unctuses, so I can discard 1 of them. And then just attack with the Haywire Might. Plays Chromatic Sphere, cracks it for green. Plays Power Plant. Casts Besage on Saga. All right, let's grab Breeding Pool. Okay, Saga. And now we can play Unctus. So Unctus, blue, colorless, blue. Triggering the Riddlesmith, use the ability, discard Memory's Journey, then Unctus resolves, then let's make Haywire Might blue, and then let's attack with both of these so I can loot more. All right, discard Fate Stitcher, then resolve that one. So I need to keep the orb for next turn. So let's discard Haywire Might, then they take 4 to 15. All right, so I can unearth Fate Stitcher, but then I can't do anything with it. Amber, unearth Fate Stitcher, and then I untap a thing, loot. Even if I hit another Fate Stitcher, I still can't do anything. All right, so just pass the turn. We got to fade 1 turn. Opponent plays Tower. All right, what are we getting hit with? 8 mana Cityscape Leveler. All right, all things considered, not that bad. Blowing up Unctus, sure. So we get a Power Stone, back to us. Tormod's Crypt, no. All right, we drew Fate Stitcher. This goes up to 2 counters. So let's just unearth Fate Stitcher now before they crypt us. Yeah, so this is only when I cast a thing though, right? So unearth Fate Stitcher, and then they can crypt in response. So let's see if they do. All right, they didn't. So untap a land. So I need to pop this so that they're forced to do it now. And then I can cast Mesmeric Orb, triggering the Riddlesmith to discard the other Fate Stitcher, and then Fate Stitcher go off. So tap this for green, then activate it to get rid of Tormod's Crypt. All right, so they use it. And then we cast Orb using the Power Stone and Saga. Trigger the Riddlesmith, loot, discard this. Mesmeric Orb resolves. I think we're short mana though. So unearth Fate Stitcher. These go back and forth, milling our whole deck. And then we have the Breeding Pool. We have another land to play. And we can't activate the Amber. Then we'll end up with Fate Stitcher into another land. So we have 2 mana. We have 3 mana. But what can I even do with that? I have no artifacts to cast. So mill over the entire deck. They exiled Memory's Journey, so I can't Memory's Journey Oracle back. So I basically need to like mill myself down until I'm 1 card short so that I can pass the turn with Unburial Rites, I think is the only way. I think if I pass back to the opponent and they just get to attack with Cityscape Level, I lose the game. So I think I have to try for it now, but I'm not sure that I can actually do it. All right, unearth this, and then yield to this. Another problem is they can just leveler hit our Springleaf Drum, and then I don't have white mana anymore. All right, so one drum is in the graveyard. So if I hit the third drum, then I need to stop, I think. There's Oracle. All right, there's the third drum. Did I mill over any other Fate Stitchers? I don't think I did. I have only one Devotion. Didn't hit Rights either. All right, I think I have to risk it and just keep going. Well, there's the last drum. So I guess the only out is now is hope they don't see it. There's another Fate Stitcher. I need to keep going until I hit the last Fate Stitcher. There's Rights. All right, so I guess at this point it doesn't matter. I have the last Fate Stitcher in the graveyard. Oh no, I'm going to mill out from Orb on upkeep. Oh yeah, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things untapped. No, I guess 3 things. If I stop here, these exile at the end of turn, and then I untap 3 things. Okay, play this as a blue land, pass the turn. Then both of these go away. All right, so now they attack us with Cityscape Leveler, and what do they hit with it? All right, they are hitting Drum. So they did see it. Take 8 down to 12. And they have Relic of Progenitus. All right, we're dead. Well, that was unfortunate. On to round number 3. All right, round 3 on the play with Unctus Orb. Let's see. I have a turn 2 Riddlesmith with Oval Chase Daredevil. All right, keeping that. So Shock and Breeding Pool, cast Drum, and then just pass. Opponent plays Dark Slick Shores. All right, so cast Ornithopter, cast Riddlesmith, and then pass to the opponent. Fatal Push Riddlesmith. So Dark Slick Shores plus Fatal Push is probably mill, unless it's blue-black control. Basic Island, and they do nothing. All right, let's go try to resolve another Riddlesmith. All right, play this as the blue land. Cast Drum. Loot, discarding Oval Chase Daredevil. Drum resolves, get Daredevil back. And then I have nothing to do with 1 mana, so just pass. Opponent had nothing to do either. Sunken Ruins. Huh. All right, cast Amber. Trigger the Riddlesmith. Discard Oval Chase Daredevil. Amber resolves. Hopefully, yeah, trigger the Daredevil to come back. So I have 4 mana. I can play Unctus. All right, so let's go Unctus. Blue, blue. Tap this one. Try to resolve Unctus. Loot. Discard this. Unctus enters the battlefield, hopefully. Sauron's Ransom in response. All right, do you want Dark Slick plus Sauron's Ransom? No, they did not. All right, Unctus resolve. Get back the Daredevil. All right, so now I have 2 mana. I can tap, put Mesmeric Orb into play, and then I'm out of mana, right? Or I can tap, get Fate Stitcher down, and then what? And then I can play Orb, but then I only have 1 Fate Stitcher in play. So let's just go blue here. Is this only when other ones get tapped? Other blue creatures you control have blah. All right, so I need to tap Riddlesmith. Trigger and discard the Daredevil. Then cast Mesmeric Orb. Trigger to loot. Loot away Fate Stitcher. Then the Orb comes down. Gets back. Oh no, they're Force and Negationing Mesmeric Orb. All right. What did they exile to that? They exiled the Dress Down that I gave them. All right. I guess we just pass it back then. Opponent 4 mana plays the Ring. All right, the Ring is not going to get them out of this. Taps the Ring to draw. Okay, so let's resolve this other Orb. Or let's just cast Ornithopter, loot, get back Oval Chase. All right, cast Ornithopter, loot a card. I don't need the second Emery, so discard that. Ornithopter resolves, get back Oval Chase Daredevil. Then, yeah, I should win this turn. So blue here. Oh no. Blue here. Loot, put this in the graveyard. Cast Bauble, loot again. All right, discard an island. Resolve the Bauble, get back the Oval Chase. I can mill more cards with Emery, but I probably need to get Orb into play, right? So cast this Orb, loot with Riddlesmith, discard this, then Orb hopefully resolves, get back Oval Chase. I'm still not at the point where I can guarantee that I go off here, but I have enough mana to do it. So let's do Emery, mill with Emery. I still haven't milled over another Fate Stitcher. So tap for blue, tap the Emery, loot again, discarding Daredevil. So if I unearth Fate Stitcher right now, then that's another loot from the Fate Stitcher, and then what? I haven't played a land this turn, so I can play another Orb. All right, Orb or Emery. I guess I mill more with Emery, so cast Emery, keep the new Emery, mill another 4 cards, still didn't hit. All right, so since I still haven't hit, then let's just, I can't bobble them right now. I can attack with these Ornithopters just to loot. So turn this blue, turn this blue. Actually, no, that just came in. So just turn this one blue and then attack with the Ornithopter. Loot. There we go. Second Fate Stitcher. All right. Unearth Fate Stitcher. Then Fate Stitcher untaps a land and discard another orb. All right. Get this Fate Stitcher out of the graveyard. And then we go off. I've actually miscounted this. Am I one short now? So I need to resolve it next turn. So I need to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So go down to one card. I have Memory's Journey in the graveyard in case I need to use it. So just keep going. No, so stop here, and then I'm going to mill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. So I'll have one card left in my library. I can cast Oracle, and if Oracle gets countered, I can put it back. All right, and then pass the turn. So draw with the ring, shock in a Watery Grave, passing it back to us. All right, Orb mills over a bunch of cards. Then we draw for turn. No, they're upkeeping Orcish Bowmasters. Sure. To kill Riddlesmith. That's fine. Draw for turn. Play Saga. And then let's see if Oracle resolves. Cast Oracle. Opponent evokes Subtlety. Puts it back into our deck. Okay. So, yeah, it's in the deck. And then I can just draw it immediately. Oh, no, because then I discard it, right? Because I loot. So I can go loot. It gets put in the graveyard. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 flashback on Burial Rites. Right, Bowmasters triggers, that's fine. They shoot us. And then tap, tap, tap on Burial Rites back Oracle. All right, we got there. Moving on to game 2. So they're blue-black control, so what do I want? Needle for the ring, probably. Haywire Might for the ring. Probably just Needle for the ring, right? And then I guess I want maybe Spellskite to just protect the board, but not even really. So just one Needle for the ring, and then cutting a Riddlesmith because they're an Orcish Bowmasters deck. That seems fine. Submit. All right, game 2 on the draw against blue-black control. We have a turn 1 Emery with Bauble, so I will keep this, even though it's almost certainly going to die, but what can you do? All right, cast Bauble, cast Mox Amber, Island, Emery, mill over one of the Fate Stitchers. I don't have the mana to do anything else, so stop and upkeep. Bauble opponent. They have Damnation on top. All right, draw from the Bauble trigger. So now what? Let's go land, play Unctus, and then I'll loot a card when Emery taps. So cast Unctus, get back the Bauble from the graveyard, loot. These 0 mana artifacts are kind of not great. I guess let's just go with discard Ornithopter, and then cast the Bauble. And then I'm not going to beat them down, so Memnite being on the field only to get Wrathed in 2 turns is not helpful. So let's just pass it back, I guess. No, I guess it is useful for looting, so let's cast a Memnite. All right, and then just pass and Bauble. They have Sunken Ruins. Play Sunken Ruins. All right, Bauble trigger. We drew Oval Chase. That is very helpful. So Emery, I don't know if I want another card or if I want Drum on the field. I guess all our guys are about to get swept, so let's get Bauble. Discard Oval Chase. Then cast the Bauble. Comes back, we get back the Oval Chase Daredevil. Urza's Saga is going to be a good land for this turn. So I guess I probably just attack with both of these. Turn this into a blue creature. Go to combat. Swing and swing. 2 loot triggers. Or 1 loot trigger. Discard Oval Chase. All right, hit the opponent down to 16. Play Urza's Saga. And then we're going to cast 2 Mesmeric Orbs. Mesmeric Orb number 1, get back Daredevil. Then Mesmeric Orb number 2. And then stop in the upkeep for the Bauble. Target, they're drawing Mystical Dispute. All right. All right, 4th land. I assume they just sweep the board now. Yeah, sweep the board. Then we mill a bunch of cards. All right, let's start resolving all of these. We drew an Oval Chase, and then we're going to mill a whole bunch. Saga goes to 2, and then we milled over... We have 1 Fate Stitcher, and we have Burial Rites in the graveyard. All right, so... If I play Unctus this turn, then I don't have the mana to make a Construct. I probably need Unctus in play. It's not that important, though. All right, let's just go... I can also Unburial Rites something else, like Emery, but I don't want to do that. All right, we're just on the Construct plan, I think. So, pass the turn. Then a bunch of orbs go off during their turn. And they mill a whole bunch. Shieldred, a bunch of stuff. All right, so they're just passing to us. Let's make a Construct. Then get back the Oval Chase. And I'm going to tap this just to mill myself some more. All right, all the orbs go off. Mill, 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 mill. Did not mill another Fate Stitcher. This goes to 3 counters. I'm not doing much else this turn. Let's make a Construct. Resolve this. Let's go grab a Drum. Definitely casting Emery, which they can dispute, I guess, but what else am I doing? So I could just play Unctus. Unctus will also get disputed. So let's go Unctus. Oh no, I can't play Unctus without Amber mana. So All right, play this. Cast Unctus. I'm sure that'll get disputed. No, it didn't. Huh. All right, cast Emery. That also resolved. Very surprised. There's another Fate Stitcher. Turn this into a blue creature. Go to combat. Swing. Looting. Putting this in the graveyard. Opponent takes 8 down to 8. We have no more mana. We have to ship the turn. Taps black to cycle Lorien Revealed. Plays an island. Bunch of Mesmeric Orb triggers go off. No! We milled out. I needed to set a stop on our upkeep. All right. Let's just set a stop on our upkeep from now on. Oh, because I needed to flashback Memory's Journey, wherever that is. All right. Same thing. Run it back. All right. On the play, we have no lands, mull. We have a land and a turn 1 Emery. His hand is very susceptible. I guess this can't get pushed. Or no, it can get pushed. All right. Keep this. Put Unburial Rites back in the deck. Anamo, Bauble, Amber, Emery. Resolve that trigger. We got 2 Fate Stitchers in the yard. That's pretty freaking good. Cast a Drum. Get this thing back. Bauble the opponent. They're drawing Murktide. All right, pass the turn. Drew Memory's Journey. All right, back to our turn. So let's just play Riddlesmith now. So target the Bauble. Cast Riddlesmith. Cast the Bauble. Use the loot. Discard this. Bauble enters the field. We get Oval Chase back. And then play a second land. Can't go off without Unctus or Orb. So crack Bauble. They're drawing Watery Grave. And then just pass. I guess I can play this Amber. Let's pass. All right, we drew Fate Stitcher. Opponent shocks Watery Grave in. Sheoldred's Edict. Each opponent sacks a non-token creature. It's probably better to just sack Riddlesmith. All right, sack Riddlesmith. Okay, Unctus. So play Unctus. Evoke Subtlety. All right. Well, put this back on top of our deck. Activate targeting Bauble. Cast Bauble. Bauble the opponent. Drawing Delta. And then pass it back. Opponent plays a different land than Delta. So they have Relic of Progenitus. No. All right. Exile Riddlesmith. Well, let's see. Target the Target the Bauble and let's see if they pop it in response. Yeah. All right. So now what? Play Unctus. So Unctus, blue, blue, blue. Cast Memnite. Then blue this. Hang on. Turn this blue. Make a blue. Discard Fate Stitcher. We can play a land. Can't go off here, so pass back. Plays Delta. Gets an island. The Ring. Sure. Draws with the Ring. Also fine. All right. Ooh, there's Orb. Ooh. So we're so close to being able to go off. So, all right. So turn this blue and then tap it for blue mana. Then we get to loot this away. Then I will cast Orb. Force of Negation. All right. Now what then? I can loop the Ambers. Okay, so blue, cast Amber. Keep this Amber around. Get back Oval Chase Daredevil. And then Amber in the graveyard. So float a blue. Amber in the graveyard. Loot again. Discard that. Then resolve this ability. Then cast the Amber that's in the graveyard. Keep this one. Get the Daredevil back. Play Drum with one of these mana. Cast Memnite. Turn the Memnite into a blue creature. Drum the Memnite. Discard this. Cast a Bauble. Get this back. Bauble. Can't Bauble the opponent yet. So set stop here. And then just pass it back to the opponent. And then Bauble them in their upkeep. Bauble in your upkeep. They are drawing Lorien Revealed. Draw with the Ring. Cycle Lorien Revealed. Damnation. Yeah, that's a problem. All right, what can we do now? Ooh, a new Emery. So Emery, mill some more cards, pop the graveyard out. I have 2 Fate Stitchers, but I can't actually do anything. All right, pass it back. And we're going to clock pretty soon, too. Opponent casts Sheoldred's Edict. All right, sack that. Relic of Progenitus. Pop it. None of this is mandatory. It does suck that we lose 2 Fate Stitchers, though. All right, I'm going to Memory's Journey me and get back Fate Stitcher, Unctus, I think. They are mystical disputing that. Unfortunate. All right, well, we've got a minute left to try to assemble a win. So play Emery, mill some more cards. That's the Thassa's Oracle. Play Mesmeric Orb. Go. All right, tap this for blue, then untap it, yield to the mills, then tap this for blue again, then pass. All right, upkeep, mill a whole bunch of cards. Draw for turn. What do I have in my graveyard? Mishra's Bauble. Get back Mishra's Bauble. Cast Bauble. Play Orb. Pass the turn. All right, they're drawing more cards. Relic of Progenitus. Well, Relic will exile our Thassa's Oracle now, so now we can't win. So that is the end of that. All right, 1 and 2 going into round 4 with Unctus Orb. All right, round 4 on the play. This hand is fine, I think. Keep it. Opponent mulls to 6. All right, Urza's Saga, Springleaf Drum, and then just pass. Opponent, ooh, they're on Belcher. All right, so Botanical Sanctum, play Riddlesmith, then cast Ornithopter. This ability goes off. Loot away Oval Chase, and then this resolves, and then we get the Oval Chase back. Cast Memnite, do the same thing. Discard this. This resolves. Get it back. Cast Bauble, same deal, and get it back. All right, cast Emery. Blue, tap this down. Emery mills over 4 cards, and then Bauble the opponent. All right, it's a land, and then pass the turn. All right, draw an island. Opponent plays Seagate Reborn, untapped, casts Reckless Handling, discards random land. So they got Charbelcher, obviously. No reason to make a construct. Let's just float mana, right? I guess they cannot go off for maybe another turn, possibly. We're going to get a lot of artifacts down, so it's possible that I do actually want to make the construct. We're not actually able to go off yet. All right, so make the construct. All right, get back Daredevil. Then resolve the search ability and put another drum into play, or amber, whichever one. Definitely drum, actually, because that works with Unctus. So get the drum. We drew Fate Stitcher. So Emery, get Bauble back. Cast the Bauble. Then trigger Riddlesmith. Discard Oval Chase. Bauble resolves. Get back the Oval Chase. And then I'm kind of a bit off of being able to actually do anything. So Island. Cast another Riddlesmith. Let's draw with the Bauble. Opponent has the ring on top. And then I guess let's just attack. Swing, swing. All right, I will be thoroughly impressed if they're able to win this turn. Opponent plays another land untapped. Casts Pyretic Ritual. Plays Ironcrag. Oh, there we go. I guess they win this turn. Well, what was revealed? Are they playing anything that's unorthodox? They have the ring in the deck. Looks pretty much stock. All right, begin sideboarding. All right, so Needle for Belcher. What else? Spellskite to redirect the target to Spellskite. We can cut Ornithopter, and what else? I don't need to do this plan as badly. All right, this is probably fine. Submit. All right, on the play, game 2 against Belcher. We have no actual combo. I do have a ton of milling with the Mesmeric Orbs, though, but it's very slow going. All right, let's mulligan this. Land Drum, no ability to actually play any creatures. Opponent exiles cards with Serum Powder. Well, I have Needle, but I can't actually play anything other than that one Needle. All right, mulligan to 5. Keep this, put back one of the 2 Spellskites and one of the 2 Emerys, and then I just have to hope to... I probably have to Saga for a drum. All right, so let's play Saga for Needle in all likelihood. All right, pass the turn. I guess if I have Spellskite in play, I don't need to do that. Opponent plays a tap land. All right, well, that's a lot more helpful. So Gemstone Caverns, and then just Spellskite. Pass the turn. Plays another tap land. All right, we drew Amber, so float a mana. Then resolve this, and let's go grab Needle and name Charbelcher. All right, and then play Drum, play Amber, cast Emery. Emery goes off, mills some cards. I don't have more blue for Unctus, so pass. Opponent plays a 3rd land, 3 mana. Now, it looks like they're not doing anything. All right, pass back to us. We drew Ornithopter, so let's start drawing cards, or is Mesmeric Orb good enough? I'm probably milling more cards that I actually want. So, all right, cast Unctus. Blue, tap down this, play this. Then go get Mishra's Bauble. Then all of these abilities go on the stack. Discarding an Ornithopter. And then let's cast Mishra's Bauble and draw another card. They have Spikefield Hazard on top. All right, pass back. End of turn, they're casting Valakut Awakening, sure. All right, their turn, Bauble goes off. We drew Fate Stitcher, that's helpful. So I have 2 different pieces of stacks for their Belcher. Opponent Valakut Awakenings again. They play another tap land. All right, let's get Orb out of the graveyard now. Yeah, that's got to be correct. So let's get Mesmeric Orb, looting, putting, Oval Chase or Fate Stitcher. I don't have a second Fate Stitcher yet, so let's just put Oval Chase in the graveyard. Then let's cast the Mesmeric Orb, paying this and this. Mesmeric Orb comes back, this comes back. And then I can turn this into a blue creature and loot. All right, turn that into a blue creature, float a blue, then use the ability. discard Oval Chase, and then here let's go Saga, then cast another Spellskite, get back Oval Chase, and then attack the opponent. So they go to 15, and then Mesmeric Orb's going to do its thing. Opponent mills Ritual, Shatterskull, Serum Powder, Magus of the Moon. Opponent Pyretic Rituals, casts Shattering Spree on this, and then just concedes. Okay. Well, game number 3. Probably keep this all the same. Probably want to loot more with this. So that being the case, go down to just 2 of these, because as long as I find 1, I'm good. All right, submit. All right, game 3 on the draw. What do I have? Needle for Charbelcher, Emery. I do have a blue mana. This hand's really slow though. They don't have like any interaction, so I can probably resolve Emery fine, and then if I hit anything in 2 different Emerys, start casting stuff. All right, I will keep. Opponent has mulled to 6. Opponent is Serum Powdering 5, mulligan. Opponent is Serum Powdering again. All right, they played a tap land, and now it's our turn. So play the blue side, cast Needle, name Charbelcher, cast Memnite, pass the turn. Opponent, strike it rich, plays another land, passes it back. We drew a 3rd Emery. All right, play Emery, putting Fate Stitcher in the graveyard and Bauble. That's helpful. All right, attack with Memnite. Opponent goes to 19. They play Spikefield, Cave tapped, passes it back to us. We drew our 4th Emery. Jeez. All right, yeah, get the Bauble back, cast the Bauble, target the opponent to draw on the next turn. They're getting a land. I guess let's just play this other Emery, because why not? Milled another Fate Stitcher over, go to combat, swing with Memnite, then we draw with the Bauble, another Memnite. Opponent plays Strike It Rich from the graveyard, another land. All right, well, here's another Needle. If they have Shattering Spree, they can just kill everything. So play, ooh, Springleaf Drum is in here. Okay, so we need that because we need to start getting mana. So drum, cast the drum, and then what? Another Memnite, and then play the other Needle, name Goblin Charbelcher again, and then attack with this Memnite. Opponent casts Fury. Really? All right, so all our guys die, and now we only have 1 mana. That's pretty bad, but I can still play Emery. All right, I can play Ornithopter, and then I have 2 mana, and I can play Mesmeric Orb. That's probably better than playing Emery. All right, cast Ornithopter, cast Mesmeric Orb, and then pass. So we already have 2 Fate Stitchers in the graveyard, which means next turn I can res both of them, and then I would have 2 mana still, but that's not enough to actually write back Oracle. All right, we go to 14 from the Fury attack. Then the opponent plays Charbelcher, which they can't activate. All right, Mesmeric Orb mills. We drew the Oracle. Oh, so now I just win, because now I just unearth both Fate Stitchers, go back and forth, mill the whole deck, and then cast Oracle. All right, looks good to me. Unearth Fate Stitcher. Unearth the other Fate Stitcher. All right, and then we're going to ping pong these back and forth a lot. This one, all right, skipping ahead. All right, we've milled our entire library. Cast Oracle. We got it. All right, 2 and 2 with Unctus Orb combo on to the final round. All right, we have no lands, so we must mull. This hand is, it has Mesmeric Orb, it has Fate Stitcher, but it doesn't have anything else going for it. Like no actual interaction, it's not fast. Let's mull. All right, so keep this and then put back what? I definitely want to keep Emery. I don't need Oracle in my hand, so I can put that back. And then I need to put back another card, so probably Orb. Yeah, it's pretty awkward, but I'm putting the Orb back, I think. Maybe not. Let's put back Oracle. I don't want to not have a 3rd land drop, though. Yeah, so let's put this back. Opponent plays Arid Mesa and passes. All right, so let's go Minamo, cast Springleaf Drum, and then just pass the turn. Opponent fetches. Gets a basic mountain, Stomping Ground. So Renin 6. So I'm guessing creativity. All right, we drew a Fate Stitcher, so let's go Urza's Saga, Bauble, cast Emery. Emery mills over one of the Fate Stitchers, so that's helpful, and Mesmeric Orb. So let's just crack Bauble to draw a card. They're drawing Cinderglade. Oh, so it's probably Scape Shift then. All right, pass the turn. We drew Unctus off the Bauble trigger. So another land, fetch. Opponent plays Explore, plays another land. Unholy Heats the Emery. That's unfortunate. Gets back the land with Renin 6. Okay, so Saga goes up to 2. That is really unfortunate because I needed Emery to get Mesmeric Orb back. Well, play this as a blue land and then just cast Unctus. And then technically I can unearth Fate Stitcher with this drum and then unearth the other Fate Stitcher, but then I have no mana and I can't actually win the same turn, so pass it back. but I can win next turn if they don't Scapeshift us this turn. Opponent pays 4 mana for the ring, draws a card. All right, I think we got this. Plays a land, fetches Dwarven Mine. Huh. All right. Renin 6 is back the land. If they have a bolt, they can disrupt what we're doing by killing one of the Fate Stitchers. All right, so float a land, and then what do I want to grab? Something that gives me more mana. So Mox Amber would be fine. If I grab a creature, I can use that creature to tap the drum, and then that creature loots. So let's go with Ornithopter, I think. Let's see, Ornithopter, I play a land. I have 1 floating mana. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unearth both Fate Stitchers. They replace themselves. All right, so let's grab Ornithopter. And then let's turn this into a blue creature. Then blue tap. Oh no, I don't want blue. I want white tap. Trigger, put Fate Stitcher in the graveyard. So then unearth Fate Stitcher. And then untap this land. Unholy Heating our Fate Stitcher. That is unfortunate. Well, cannot do anything about that. So that resolves. Then we lose the Fate Stitcher. We looted into a land. So we'll discard Oval Chase Daredevil. And then this untaps. So I just have the 1 Fate Stitcher left. We're probably dead next turn. If I try to if I unearth Fate Stitcher, I have to exactly hit another Fate Stitcher in order to win. So cast Memnite, get back the Daredevil. Yeah, the problem is if I don't, I think we just lose the game, right? Our opponent's going to go to 6 lands. Scapeshift's lethal. Primetime is not lethal, but will kill all of our board. Yeah, but that's the issue. I have to exactly hit Fate Stitcher. All right, so let's... Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're dead next turn. So let's just unearth Fate Stitcher. Then let's untap the drum. All right, discard this. Drum untaps. Then turn Memnite into a blue creature. Then tap it for blue. And loot again. Loot into Riddlesmith. All right, so discard a land. Emery for another 4 mills. Mill, do we hit it? No. All right, cast Riddlesmith. And then I guess just attack Renin 6. All right, they just block... All right, let's see if we're dead. They draw with the ring. Cycle Sheltered Thicket. Play a mountain. Play another ring. Okay, we're not dead. Whew. But it's going to be really hard to go off this turn. Renin 6 pings Riddlesmith. All right, we drew a drum. So let's see. I need to get Mesmeric Orb from the graveyard. Yeah, so Mesmeric Orb. And then loot away, I guess, Urza's Saga. Then resolve this ability. Then cast the orb. Well, I'm going to need mana to do that anyway. So make this blue. Tap for white. Loot again. So we're losing the drum or Ornithopter. All right, let's just lose Ornithopter. Then cast the drum from the graveyard. That picks Daredevil back up. So we pick them both back up. And then I can untap Emery and cast another artifact. I just don't think I'm going to be able to go off this turn. So play the drum. Then turn this one blue. Then blue. All right, loot. Discard this. All right, Minamo on Emery. Then the orb goes off. We mill. Then Emery into a bauble, I guess. Discard Oval Chase. Cast the bauble. These come back. Then cast this bauble. Then let's draw 2 cards. We're drawing Emery. All right, attack Renin 6. And then pass to them. They mill a whole bunch of cards. All right, so all of that happens, and then I cannot imagine we're not dead now. Renin 6 ping our Emery. Well, if they're doing that, then I guess they don't have it. Another Renin 6, ping our Emery. They're playing Dryad of the Elysian Grove and then just going to pass to us, I guess. So amazingly, they didn't draw Scapeshift or Titan out of all of those draws with 2 rings. All right, all the Mesmeric Orb triggers go off, and we drew the second Fate Stitcher. Okay, so how do we get these in the graveyard? So drum on these ones. Turn this blue, then tap this. And we loot Fate Stitcher away. Then we unearth Fate Stitcher. Then I will untap the drum, discard the other Fate Stitcher, untap the drum, then unearth Fate Stitcher. All right, and now we do the whole back and forth thing. Discard Oval Chase, untap, untap this one, discard Oval Chase, untap this one, same thing. Discard Oval Chase, untap this one, cast Memnite, get all the Oval Chases back. All right, keep doing this back and forth. All right, 1 card left. Cast Thassa's Oracle. All right, we won the game. On to game 2. So they are Scapeshift. I will want Needle for Renin 6 and the ring. And then that's probably it. Okay, so they might bring in like Relic of Progenitus and whatnot. So I suppose I'd need Haywire Might in all likelihood. Probably 2 of them. And then I can cut some of this plan. And then this is probably fine. Actually, Mem Knights are bad when they can just ping stuff, so bring back 3 of each, 1 of each of these. And then this is probably fine. Submit. Well, the only 2 lands we have are Urza's Saga, so we're going to mold this. We have Gemstone Caverns on the draw, but then nothing to fall. I guess we have Gemstone Caverns, and then we go Drum, Ornithopter, but then we're still pretty far away from actually doing anything. Next turn after that, it's Riddlesmith, and we still can't do anything. All right, mulligan. All right, keep this. What am I binning? Mox Amber can't even tap right now. If I draw an Emery, so land, drum, I need to keep both baubles to redraw. So I probably just bin both of these and then try to draw into them later. All right, opponent plays Wooded Foothills. Well, there's the Emery. So blue land, cast bauble, cast Mox Amber, cast Emery. All right, 4 cards in the bin, 1 of which is Needle. That's nice. Cast drum, and then pass with bauble. Opponent fetches, gets a tap land. Let's bauble them now. They're drawing Scalding Tarn, and then on upkeep, we draw, and then we can bauble again to see what their next card is. All right, bauble. Wish is on top. Okay, so, if I get Needle back from the graveyard, they have to fetch in response. They didn't play Wrenn and 6 on turn 2, so that's not the issue. So let's just keep drawing cards with bauble. So get bauble back, cast bauble, and then play a land, Haywire Might, and then just pass. All right, so they're not fetching, so bauble. All right, now they fetch. So they have Tarn, Wish in hand, Mountain, Stomping Ground, paying 3 for Wish. Okay, so they're going to play Tormod's Crypt, I guess, probably. Yeah, Tormod's Crypt. So that would have been a reason to wait on this bauble. Unfortunate. All right, we draw a card. So there's another Emery. So let's play this Emery, keep the one we have, mill some more cards. We milled Orb, so let's play Orb, and then land, and then just pass the turn, I think. Yeah, so I can mill more cards by tapping Haywire Might. All right, they finally played the Tarn. They're playing Brotherhood's End, destroy all artifacts with value 3 or less. Well, incredibly unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do in response to that. So, yep. I guess we get to Emery everything back into play next turn. There's some Burial Rites. All right, let's grab, I guess, Haywire Might in case they play the Ring. Cast Haywire Might. Opponent fetches. Gets Dwarven Mine. Okay. Pass back to you. Is it like Scapeshift / Creativity and they can Creativity into a Primeval Titan? No, just the Ring. Activate it, then we shoot it in response so they draw nothing. All right, they draw no card. They're just not going to attack with their Dwarf. Okay. Well, let's get Haywire Might again. Cast the Might and pass the turn. Opponent plays Search for Tomorrow. Sure. Plays a land. Casts Secure Tribuilder. Well, this is getting to be an issue. Yeah, sure. No blocks. Drew Riddlesmith. So let's see. I can go put Orb back into play. All right, so I need to play Otawara, then play Riddlesmith, then get Mesmeric Orb back, cast Mesmeric Orb, then trigger Riddlesmith to draw a card, and discard this Fate Stitcher. So Mesmeric Orb comes out, cast the Bauble, triggers the Riddlesmith again, loot Unburial Rites into the graveyard, and then just pass back with Bauble. All right, they search again. We are dead to Scapeshift. Mesmeric Orb, mill a whole bunch. Ring, bunch of things. We milled one of the Valakuts. All right, another land. Opponent plays Dryad. Opponent plays the Ring. Okay, so we're not dead yet. And then we win on our turn. Draw a card with the Ring. All right, Bauble. We have Riddlesmith on top. Go to our turn. A bunch of this stuff happens. So now we mill a whole bunch and then draw. All right, we have double Fate Stitcher with Orb in play, so that's the game. I guess I don't have white mana though, so I have to Emery the Springleaf Drum out of the graveyard, cast the drum, Riddlesmith triggers, discarding an Unctus, then the drum hits, and then we get Daredevil back, and then unearth Fate Stitcher, untap a land, then unearth the other Fate Stitcher, and then we can mill the whole deck over. All right, we got another 15 of these or so to go. All right, untap a land, then Unburial Rites on Oracle. All right, Oracle hits the field, 0 cards in the library. We win. All right, 3-2 with Unctus Orb. So pretty happy with the deck. Obviously only 3-2 and not a better record, but overall pretty happy with how it performed. Maybe the exact numbers of everything in the deck are not perfect. Like, I'm not sure you need exactly 4 Oval Chase Daredevils, but overall, solid time. If you showed up for the leagues today, I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I will see you with more decks from the wheel next time.